Hello everyone and welcome back to Calmlands. This is the multiplayer co-op with Nordic Farming and we've reached episode number 98. It is a harvest day today. That's right, we have moved forward a couple of months in the calendar and we're here by the lizard colossuses because we have some harvests ready. We'll do our usual morning inspection of the map and we can see that we have Northwall with soybeans ready to harvest. Cowman with soybeans ready to harvest, Lakeside with soybeans ready to harvest, so that's 3 with the soybeans, and then Arrow Down, which has got corn in, which is also ready to harvest. So we're going to try and see to all 4 of those fields today. Well, Nordic is in the hot seat, let's jump in the other lizard colossus, get fired up, beacons on, and we're doing a slightly different approach today. We have sold our previous headers for the Lizard Colossus. I think we were using the Durus, which was about 18 point something meters. And by recommendation, we have bought the John Deere flexi headers. I'll show you which ones they are when we get to the dealership. But you might recall that with some of our harvests, we did have a problem with the edges of certain fields not really harvesting very well because the Durus header was very flat and straight and rigid, and it meant that when we had undulating terrain it was not harvesting all of the field, whereas these John Deere flexi headers have got a flexible pivot in the middle which makes it perfect for articulating around the undulations of the field. So here you go, you can see them here. Let's get hitched up to the far one so we give good space to Nordic to get to the other one. We're using the same trailer headers, or header trailers, as they seem to fit okay. Right, let's just hop out and I can show you the model of the header. It is the John Deere HD62F. And it's looking a little bit wobbly on there because it's slightly too big for the trailer. It hangs over the end. But nonetheless, these are the biggest header trailers we have. So yes, we need to use these. But you might see here that there is a pivoting point in the middle. So it's actually 2 smaller headers kind of glued together in the middle, which is pretty good. So we're going to give these a go today and hopefully it will answer all of our problems. Right, give Nordic a toot to set off, let him lead the way, and oh, it might be a bit of a tricky spot to get out of here, it's a bit tight, but yes, I'm sure Nordic can manage it. He knows how to manoeuvre the Colossus, he has driven it many a time, as have both of us, with the copious amounts of harvests we have done around Calmlands. And this is going to be part 1 of 2 of our final harvest around Calmlands. Oh dear, I think Nordic has snagged the corner outside of the dealership there. I don't want to give him a nudge because I fear that the header might fall off the trailer. But maybe we'll take a slightly wider berth than Nordic did. And, oh, probably can't see me, but I'm driving slightly in the field here. Oh dear. Nordic's not going to be very happy if he sees that, but hopefully we've got away with not damaging it, so that's alright. Right, better go into cockpit view, because it is too long, this setup, to really get a good angle from third person view. So let's head down to Northwall first of all, where we're starting. And yes, it's soybeans, 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 then corn. It's easier to see the full scale of this beastly setup as we are in the open. Yeah, it is considerably longer than our previous headers, but luckily still fits on the trailer. I'm sure it might fall off at some point. But there we go, to the left we can see Arrow Down where our corn is ready to harvest, and to the right is Northwall with our first soybean field. And I think, yes, Nordic is deploying the right tactic here of going into the hill section, which goes up towards the cow dairy farm, driving through the bushes, so we've got enough space and clearance, and we can hopefully get our header attached. Oh dear, I have hit a small tree. That is unfortunate. Let's maneuver around, straighten up, and then we can attach our header. Go attached. Let's hopefully manoeuvre around. Right, we're good to go. Managed to manoeuvre out of here. So we will get started. You can see already the sag from the header as it is sort of pivoting in the middle. Oh dear. I am off to a very bad start. I have not even unfolded and Nordic is away. So let's quickly get the beacon off. Switch on the harvester. Get lowered away. Got the GPS track set. We haven't had to reset the actual width of the track because this header is not too much bigger than the previous. And we are away. And so far without any issue of harvesting in the undulating terrain. So leave this first field with us and we'll see you when we're done. Last slither. Nordic has seen to the other slither up the top of the field, or the east side of the field I should say. Right, let's get the pipe out. Need to just come along and open up this mother bin as the cover has not been opened. And I think it's fair to say that this header has done an absolutely fantastic job. There was no problem with collecting all parts of the field, whether it be hilly or not. Right, let's mother bin open, cover open, pipe out. I don't know if I need to turn the engine on of the tractor. Probably do to get the auger running. Right, let's get back in the harvester. Nordic is waiting behind us with the pipe out. So let's unload this soybeans. We dispatched the other load to the other mother bin up the top of the field. Or to the east of the field, I should say, yet again. Right, there we go, unloaded. Nice and quicker unloading is the Lizard Colossus. Right, I did make life slightly hard for myself when I parked the header trailer where I did, because there's a great big stonking couple of trees in the way, and a small tree that is in the way. I had to do some interesting maneuvers to try and break through. I'm going to try and do it again. It's kind of the wiggle that you see when a forklift is trying to get a long piece of wood or something out of a small door. It uses that maneuver to sneak through where it's wider than the actual door or access way it's got to get out of. Right, let's try and get the header on here. This could be interesting as well because of the sag either side. Oh, I tell a lie, it's actually shunted on there quite nicely. But I've reversed because I'm on a hill. Just want to line it up properly. Right, drop it off. Hopefully it's going to click into place like it normally does. Yeah, there we go. I think it has clicked into place. We will get the harvester folded up. And we'll follow Nordic to Cowman Field, where we have got soybeans yet again. In fact, I wonder if Nordic is waiting for us to manoeuvre first because he's a bit stuck. Maybe we should just drive up this way. Go on! Go on, harvester. You can do it. Up the hill we go. Watch out for the cow field fence. Could well beach ourselves. Oh dear. I told you we were going to lose the header. And we have. Right, let me just remedy this situation.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Right, that is remedied. We'll see how long that lasts. Hopefully I can make it to Cowman without the header falling off the trailer again. It is on a bit wonky this time. Header has stayed on so far. We'll see if we can navigate around this section. In fact, I think I'm going to cut the corner here just to make my life a little bit easier. And in Lakeview, I think we've got our canola turning a nice yellow colour. It will go golden when it's ready to harvest, which will probably be next month. So, yeah, harvest season is going to be a two-part affair, spanning 2 months, 2 episodes. And then, sadly, that is going to be it for the Calm Lands series with Nordic and I. I think we will finish up with our usual collectibles hunt. There are some collectibles on Calm Lands, which we've collected 2 of, I think, but there are more to get. Right, yes, let's scurry round here between Pig Farm and Hillside, where there's also canola, which will be ready to harvest next time. And I don't know where Nordic has parked the header. I think he's probably gone into the cow farm. I think what I'm going to do, actually, is park along here, because this is a nice straight edge for us to park the header. It's not going to be in anyone's way, hopefully, and we should be able to squeeze out of here, he says. We'll see. There we go, attached nicely. Oh, Nordic is kindly pulling the trailer out of the way for us, or into the way at the moment. Right, let's get the GPS set whilst we are here. Double check that the auto width is good. And we want Cowman Harvest. Where are we? Cowman. I cannot see a harvest. Why can I not see a harvest? Right, so Nordic and I have worked out that we do not have a GPS route set for harvesting Cowman field, which is a bit odd. Don't know how we've managed to harvest without it. Maybe we've just done it manually, but that is exactly what we are going to do. We're just going to harvest it manually. So I think I'm off doing the headland for this field, and then we'll move straight on, I think, to Lakeside, which has also got soybeans in, and we'll try and do 2 fields in one, and then after that we'll be switching headers to get the corn headers so we can harvest the corn in Arrow Down. Right, here we go, wearing our way around the headland. Might just drop the cruise control speed because it is the headland, and we are away. So we'll get this harvest nicely done, as well as Lakeside, and see you when we're finished. last of the soybeans dropped off there. And it's fair to say, I have been struggling a little bit with the header and getting it loaded on the trailer and trying to park these header trailers in a suitable place so I can pick up the header and drop it off. Did struggle around the cow farm area, crashing into a few bits. And yeah, I think that's just me being a little bit clumsy. But the harvests are done nonetheless, so we got both Cowman and Lakeside field cleared of the soybeans, all harvested nicely. We nearly, very nearly, managed to harvest all of Lakeside without unloading. In fact, we could have harvested it, but we decided to unload at around 88%, and then the remainder of the field was only about 8%, so we certainly could have harvested the whole field in one go. But better to be safe than sorry. The soybeans are being ferried from the mother bins to the farm silo by our truckers, and we are navigating our way back to the farmyard to drop off these fantastic new grain headers, thrasher harvesters, which have worked superbly well dealing with the undulation. In fact, I think just to the left now, I'm coming up to the worst spot on Lakeside Field where it really does dip down into a bit of a bowl shape. And these headers managed absolutely perfectly. No problems whatsoever with harvesting in that area. So Nordic and I were chatting away. We wish we'd have known and sourced these headers much sooner, as it would have solved many a problem that we had with some of our stranger shaped fields, like Boomerang Field. The first grain harvest we did of that, we left a huge portion on the edge of the field just because our previous Durus headers could not quite harvest it properly. But the John Deere is absolutely fantastic. And one thing I forgot to mention is it is actually customizable to whichever brand colour, so we have got it reflecting a nice class green, white and red wheels. I hope you noticed. Livery. So yep, the header is a John Deere header, but it is in the lovely class colours, which is good to match up with our Lizard Colossus, which has got the class Lexian colour livery. Right, back at the yard. We're not going to bother washing the headers because next time we will be using these headers again for 3 fields: Lake View, Hillside and Pig Farm, which has got canola in. So there's not much point us washing this time round. We will save... Oh god, not again. This header just does not want to stay on the trailer. Right, I'm going to come back to that later and sort it out. We are going to have to drive all the way around to grab it, lift it up and put it on the trailer again, and probably move the header trailer to get the right angle to dropping it off. So I cannot be bothered right now. We will come back to that later. We have got a corn harvest that we need to get in. So beacons on, give Nordic a toot so we can head off. In fact, I think Nordic has left the harvester momentarily. He's probably popped off to go to the toilet or something after all that harvesting. And we're off on to the next harvest, which is going to be Arrow Down, near where we started today's antics, near Northwall. And yes, it is corn in there. And we're not forage harvesting the corn, we are just using the corn headers to actually collect the corn itself. And that's hopefully going to go towards pig food factory, along with the other ingredients to collect up to create pig food. I don't know if there is, mate. I think we'll have to create it. Now, life is certainly easier with headers like these, which fold up and down. Means that we can take up both sides of the road to just drive where we need to. No need to faff around with header trailers and attaching it and attaching it again. It is much simpler this way. If only there was a grain header or thrasher header that could fold up this way. In fact, I seem to recall seeing one potentially on a class or maybe a portrait it was, where it kind of folded the rotary grain header in two parts, one on top of the other. It was quite an interesting folding mechanism, but yeah, we don't have that luxury with some of the big headers that we have on Calmlands, but this one for the corn is absolutely perfect, and it's still quite a sizable header. Right, we've made it here. Let's park up and just set the GPS. Right, we are set with the GPS. Nordic has created the route for the corn headers. Let's beacon off. It is our turn to do the headland. We will need to unfold the harvester. I think I've forgotten that at every harvest we have gone to today. We will go to the left, so we keep the pipe on the outside. There we go, headland first. We'll whip up all this corn. Our trucks are inbound to collect the corn that's going to go deposited into the mother bin. And it's quite funny seeing the corn doing its little shimmy to the left and right as we do harvest it. It's quite a funny sight when you do focus in and look at it. Looks like the corn is having a bit of a dance, bit of a party as it shimmies into the harvesting head. But there we go. Slightly hit a tree there, but never mind. Oh, I've hit a tree again. Fantastic. This is not a tree harvester, it is a corn harvester. Right, let's get this field nicely harvested, and that'll be our harvest done for this part of the season. And there we go, that is the harvester shut down, everything folded up, the header tucked away, and the hopper closed and the auger pipe lowered back in now. That's the corn harvest all nicely completed, and I think it's fair to say that the corn did yield particularly well. We were unloading quite frequently into the mother bins, mainly the top one, but this bottom one seemed to be causing a bit of a traffic jam with some of our trucks, but hey ho, we have managed it nonetheless. But that is it for today. Part 1 of our final harvest on Calmlands is completed. Next month it will be on to the last remaining 4 fields. I think we've got 2 fields of sunflower and then 3 smaller fields of canola. Actually 2 small fields, Pig Farm and Hillside, and then 1 bigger, which is Lakeview. Yeah, look forward to the rest of the harvests. But if you have enjoyed watching, remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out Nordic's channel for his perspective of today's session. And if you've got any tips, tricks, or things you'd like us to do in the last 2 episodes of Calmlands, then please do leave a comment. Hope to see you again next time. Until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.